Back to Apex Investor, the channel where we look at the best stock opportunities before they happen. We like to simplify the stock market for you and give you the best exit and entry strategies in order to maximize your profits. So, having said that, I'm not a financial advisor or expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay, let's get on with the trending stocks. I looked at FinViz earlier, but let's just skip over that today. Lucid is the big mover and shaker today, 11% gain. They finished at $26. Metamaterials, we'll look at that a little bit closer. QuantumScape had a great day. They were up 16%. ATIF was down 12% today. Bitcoin has seen a decline at $42,000 US and closing out with AMC and GME. AMC finished at 38.82 and GameStop at 189. So we're seeing those decline somewhat. So let's take a closer look at metamaterials. Between 485 to 504 today. Volume was not so great. It was just over a sixth of the average. And it was down, including the after hours, about 2.6%. So we're starting to see a bit of a downward trend for metamaterials. But again, I do believe this is the calm before the storm, before this really takes off. And most likely we'll see that towards the end of the year, towards December. So that's all for metamaterials. We'll look next at their, they actually have a news release, so we'll read that. Band's executive leadership with 2 strategic appointments. So what are these appointments? There were 2 executives to newly created strategic positions: Shan Kerner, PhD, JD, Chief Intellectual Property Officer, sounds like an important position, and Miss Cindy Roberts, Executive VP of Corporate Affairs and Chief of Staff. Bringing decades of experience, these new hires will expand and strengthen their executive leadership team. Dr. Kerner will provide in-house expertise and strategic direction for Meta's rapidly growing IP portfolio, and Ms. Roberts will manage Meta's government and public relations. Let me repeat that: government and public relations, and coordinate the interface to the expanding organization at the executive level. So what really stands out to me is her dealings with potential dealings with the government. Like I've been saying over and over, they have relationships, Meta does, with the federal government of United States and Canada. So it says here she has experience over 25 years in marketing, communications, public affairs, working in both the public and private sector. She did crisis communications. I'm not sure what that means. She was a member of Hill and Knowlton's national team. Sounds like sports. I'm not sure if she's an athlete. She was a senior public affairs advisor at Nova Scotia Business. She worked for Microsoft Canada, supporting their national product launches and communications activities in Atlantic Canada. And then for Bay of Fundy Tourism. Okay, so this could be her first job in terms of dealing with the government. So I find it very optimistic that they have a position in order to deal with government officials. So that shows how serious they're taking this. So now we're going to look next at Kodak, which I believe is getting closer towards our entry point, our ideal entry point for this stock. It's actually below $7 after hours. So it was trading between $6.89 to $7.07. You can see the 52-week range was $6.30. So if you can get this between $6.50 to $7, you're doing yourself a real favor. And this stock can easily go up to at least 15 to 20, depending on your patience, but Kodak is a very good stock. So we're going to look next at AMC and see that it's getting close to the entry point. Well, at least a entry point. Done many videos on AMC. I've even done a video talking about the stock portfolio or the profile of the stock, looking at the actual support levels. You're not going to like what I'm going to say, you AMC people, but I'm just presenting you the truth. I'm not going to mince my words or sugarcoat things. You're looking at a true entry level, true support level of $6 to $10 for your expert mode, Apex Investor entry point. The next tier, you're looking at hard difficulty, $16 to $20. $16 to $20 is the next tier. And then the next tier, you're looking at 20 to 30. So I would wait for this to drop to at least 30, maybe even 29 before you start buying up these shares. Now, I know Wall Street Bet's mantra is buy high and sell low. But again, that's not how the stock market works. You want to buy stocks low and sell them high. So I'm trying to tell you here, wait, be patient. This is going to go down to 30, possibly to 29. The stock is heavily shorted. This could explode. I could be wrong. But why take a risk? Your entry point will make or break you. So that's AMC for you in terms of the short term. I wanted to look at Dillard's. It's one of the meme stocks that was lumped in with AMC, GameStop, AMC, and other stocks. And Dillard's, I bought this initially around 89, 90. I just didn't see much in terms of potential, but it's really proved me wrong. So I'm just kind of admitting I was a little bit wrong with this stock. And it's at $200 now. So it practically doubled. So this one really fell under the radar. And Dillard's, well, you've proved me wrong. So well done, Dillard's. Let's look next at GameStop. As I've said, I haven't done a stock profile with this. I do plan to do one in the near future, but GameStop is at 189. Similar to AMC in terms of true support, you're looking at a true support level of 60 to 90. The next tier between 90 to 120. And then just above that one, you're looking at 120 to 140. You still got some room for this to drop. So I wouldn't go panic buying and buying this at this price. There's still some ways for it to go down. So that's all for GameStop. Next is Mavis, or Microvision as it's known. Microvision, despite what Trace Trades says regarding AMC, and seems to be his darling just on the surface, I really feel deep down, just in my personal opinion, Microvision is really his true baby. Like, that's his darling. But he's talking about AMC. I think that gets him the most clicks. So Microvision, you're looking at a true support level of around 7, even 5. I'm going to say 5 to 7. Next tier, 7 to 10. So I'd wait for this to go down to 10. This is getting really, really close to that level of support. And this stock, you're looking at a resistance level of around, 20, between 20 to 26. So that's our Microvision for you. I'm pretty bullish on this too. And Trey really nailed this on the head. It's a really good stock. A lot of upside for that. Next, we're going to look at Volta. I'm not sure what's going on with this, but let's just take a look at this really quickly. Back. So with metamaterials, I did miss the update for Monday. So I'm going to just bring you up to speed regarding that. So it fell from 520 to 480 in the last 48 hours. Beginning on Monday morning, it was at 490. It was all the way up at 504, and then went all the way down to right at the closing of the trading session, 480. So is 480 support? I don't think so, because when you zoom out, you can see such a big swath of volume right there at the 27th at 412. So I think you're really looking at a better level of support at $4. Not that it won't go below $4, it might, but I think $4 is probably your next level of support. So and that's all for metamaterials. Wall Street Bets is next. So there's a situation with the Chinese stocks. They're saying, there's a dip 2008. I believe that's when the stock market crashed. They had a bit of a recession there. 2020, there's another dip regarding Chinese stocks. And now they're saying, just don't buy Chinese stocks. I don't completely agree with this. As I've said, there are two or three really good stocks that happen to be Chinese. One of them is DD. That's their Chinese Uber. You've got Canaan, you've got SOS, and those are crypto related Chinese stocks. But besides those three, yeah, you have to be very, very cautious, very careful when you're investing in these companies. A lot of them are pump and dump. So, you're really gambling with your money. But in terms of those three in particular, you have a better chance of making a profit. But those are the exceptions to the rule. Crazy about Lucid Motors, and they have right reason to. One of their reports came back that I think the maximum mileage was over 400 miles, so that exceeds what the expectations were. It also exceeds what Tesla can currently do, although it is coming at a premium price. So Lucid, future's looking bright for them. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell, but they have to release their products, and if they deliver as expected, then future is going to look very bright. Shareholder of Lucid. So yeah, I do have a bit of skin in the game there, but not a lot of shares. I did buy them a little high, to be honest. There was a lot of hype going into it, a lot of excitement, and I believe it went up to $60 at one point. But that was before the merger was finalized. It was known then as CCIV. Now it is Lucid Motors officially. So I'd give this at least, maybe 2 to 5 years. We'll see where it goes, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of patience to really see the fruits of this of their business. Member from the metamaterials subreddit, he made a tweet saying here, Dr. Palikaras, can you give this a like to show your meta minions that you hear them? That you are working on dividends for the shareholders and it takes time. Can you like this comment so that everyone knows you're working hard? So specific with Meta and all the shareholders. Best interest. Of course he is. Like this comment. So he liked it. He actually, he did this guy a bit of a favor, calmed him down there. So he did that. He's a good sport for doing that. And you can see the kind of management that are overseeing this company. We'll see. BlackBerry was probably one of the biggest success stories coming out of Canada, and Bombardier as well. Those are probably two of the most notable Canadian companies in the stock market. And this could be the third one, but we'll see. Time will tell. And that buys very well for metamaterials. All right. Looking the rounds, even in the mainstream Canadian press, it's talking about how the Nova Scotia government has said it made over $100 million from its investment in metamaterials. So that's really good news. And all else to say about that, just take it for what it is. Okay, and more specifically, world return on investment. They're calling it the first so-called unicorn. They are valued at more than $1 billion. They've reached unicorn status. It is a big deal. Here's a company that comes from nothing and now has a valuation on the biggest public market in the world, over $1 billion. It was listed on the NASDAQ. It completed a merger with a Texas company, Torchlight Energy Resources. So they're not sure what's going to happen with that. We're not either. What we can be sure about is with the dividend, again, the assets needing to be sold before the end of this calendar year. And then after that, the dividend will be distributed, and time will tell how much that will cost, how much shareholders will be getting per share. But again, it's a process. The next post is talking about dividend speculation, not speculation. They're saying that how much are the assets worth? Okay, so they're saying 9.5 billion deal. Okay, so Looks like they're in a good industry, or at least they made the right decision in terms of their acquisition of Torchlight. This one's talking about, again, the unicorn statement. I'll just read this one briefly. It's pretty short. Metamaterials president said, with InnovaCore support, we were able to scale and launch our first metamaterial application. They are soon going to move out of the InnovaCore facility on Research Drive. That's the address they share with Tesla, into a new state-of-the-art 6,300 square meter manufacturing plant, also located in Dartmouth. The province is billing metamaterials as Atlantic Canada's first so-called unicorn, a publicly traded startup valued at more than $1 billion. Okay. And the last post we're going to look at is regarding the expansion of the executive leadership. We already spoke about this. I'm just going to check some comments. And yeah, like I thought, okay, I hate to be saying this, but the ones who are not on this ground company are going to regret it. We'll see. Time will tell. Again, I'm very bullish about this company. But we'll see. We'll see what unfolds. So thank you very much for your support. We've gained a significant amount of subscribers in the last couple of months. So I'm trying to improve the quality of the presentations, the sound and things like that, and try to make my videos more efficient with time and in terms of the content that is being shared. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you all, and God bless your investments.